Welcome back to another episode on the Solent Warrior. We're out on the beach again. The wind has been shit all week. It's been lovely and warm, but the wind has been shit. With any little weather window with work, I just couldn't do. So we have opted for a beach session tonight. So we've come to a place called Southbourne Beach. Now, you'll find nearly every possible species on here. You'll get gurnard, bream, smoothhound, bass. But primarily today, we're looking for place while it's still sunny like this, and then as it starts getting dark this evening, we're looking for Dover sole, and big Dover sole. You do get a lot of small ones here, but we're looking for a proper feed tonight. Now, just before I'm getting this sent out, just show you exactly what I'm using. This is a Portsmouth loop rig. So like I said, while it's still light, I'm using beads, little flashy sequins, tiny little 1/0 hooks, and we're going to be casting this out onto a couple of sandbars a little bit further out in the hope that we can find some nice place. This beach is renowned for small place but numbers. You do pick up the odd 2-3 pounder, so that's what we're looking for. I'm itching to get these rods out, so I'm going to get baited up. I'll put a little clip in on these baited up just before I cast out. But I'm going to get the other rods set up and I'm going to get these sent out and see if we can start finding some fish. Let's get this done. That is the Portsmouth loop rig all clipped down, ready to send. We've got a relatively big tide today. So we're just coming up to the top of some springs. So usually I would use quite light leads and roll them through in here, but because we've got a westerly wind with a westerly tide on the flood, if we didn't have 5-ounce grippers, it'll be gone right down past the groins, and I can't be dealing with that shit tonight. So I've stuck some 5-ounce grippers on. You can see it's already pumping. You can see it's always swinging right round to the left at the moment, but that'll ease throughout the evening. So we're about an hour and a half into the flood at the moment, and here is actually one of the strongest parts of the tide. As it gets higher and higher, it slows down a little bit. We have got high tide at around 10:30, which is not ideal. I'd prefer about a midnight high tide here, because then I've got at least a couple of hours in darkness to fish for them salt on the flood. You will still get them over high tide and on the ebb, but I always have them when it's flooding like that, and it's just, everyone fishes beaches how they want to fish or how they've done well on them beaches before. So that's how I've caught fish here before, so that's how I like to do it. Let's get this other rod set up and get it out. Right, put the rods over your shoulder, and then let's get a little bit more line off. All you want to do is find that first clip. Yep. Get away, wasp. Find that first clip without getting stung by this wasp. Hook that hook onto it, and then send that hook down onto that. That keeps that all nice and streamlined like that. So when you cast, it won't blow your worm to bits, and as soon as it hits the bottom, it'll pop off and lay out. Get that sent, bro. I've sent one out at distance, and I've dropped one at about 50-60 yards. There's a little gully, and it goes up onto a sandbank. The first lead I've sent, I've tried getting it at the other side of the sandbank just as it starts dropping off, and the second lead I've sent, I've just dropped inside of that sandbank into the gully. So it's still on the contour. If you're looking for sole in place, generally they'll feed alongside banks. They'll be on the top, but I always find when there's waves crashing over a sandbar, natural foods are getting washed out on top of the sandbar, and it tumbles down the back, and the fish are all just sat there waiting for it. They don't want to put out all their energy searching for food. They want to lay up quite often and wait for the food to come to them. Hopefully we actually find some fish. It's going to be a little bit windy, but I'm just going to walk the shoreline with you. What you'll find on the edge of the shore is generally a good idea of what you'll get further out. So let's have a little look. what I'm hoping to see is obviously some cuttle in the area. That's a cuttlefish bone. What I'm hoping to see is this. So that would have been little lugworm. You normally get a little coil of sand next to it. Because the tide's washing up onto it at the moment, we're not seeing it because it's washing it away. It's a beautiful place to fish. I don't know if you can see right in the background there, this here, right on the tip in front of the needles is the Isle of Wight polar bear. Get in them comments to tell me if you can see it or not. A lot of people can't see that. That's a massive white polar bear. Another good thing that we're seeing here is all this eel grass. So that is, it's like a seagrass. It is great habitat for all types of fish. You get a lot of seahorse inside it. You get a lot of smaller fish living inside and laying eggs around seagrass. So quite often you get predators around it. Right, we've got mussels out there, which would indicate if there's a mussel bed out there. This one is, yeah, it is full. I'll chuck him back in. If there's a mussel bed out there, then quite often you get plaice. Plaice love to feed over mussel beds. Now this here, this is a paw print from the southbourne bear. Legend has it that there's a bear that roams these beaches late at night, feeding on sexy little anglers. Size of these things. To be fair, there's not a great deal to actually find on this beach. I don't know what this wind noise is going to be like we walking back up this way, but yeah, there's not a great deal to find. We have missed low water. It's usually best to look on low water to work out what you're going to be fishing over. Relatively just a sandy beach. Lots of these cuttlefish bones, but they could wash in from anywhere. They float. When the cuttlefish breed, they die, and then they'll decay, or seagulls will pick them apart, and then them cuttlefish bones actually float. So they could come from absolutely anywhere. What I'm going to do is these baits are going to stay out for about half an hour. I'll bring them back in and see what the crab situation's like. If my bait is gone, then I know next cast to send out, I'll drop down to 20 minutes. If I reel in after 20 minutes and there's no bait, I'll go down to 10 or 15 minutes. I'll work my way down until I know exactly how long that bait is staying, fishing properly, before crabs are picking it apart. Generally, this beach doesn't have a great deal of crabs. It's a surf beach. It's quite shallow in close. And I think I just saw a seal pop his head out. So generally, you don't pick up many crabs here ripping your bait apart, which is nice. We'll give these another 15 minutes and see how we're getting on. I'm starting to get a bite. He's on the close in rod. Which is this outside one here. There he is. Let's have a look around with them. Right, good chance. There's a little weed. There's definitely a fish on there. There's a lot of weight to it. It's a decent sized place. What we're doing is try and dig in. I'm just going to take it real slow. Right, drop something off of it then, I think. Might have been a bit of weed. Now, that is a little black bream. These can get much bigger. You can get these fish up to 5 £5–6 out on the boats. This is a Larry juvenile. These are all spines on the back. They've got razor sharp gill plates. They've got spines on their anal fins as well. These are delicious eating fish, but not this sort of size. They'll go back. Well, first cast we managed to fish. It's only a small juvenile, but now it's nice to see this early on in the evening. I'm going to try and keep the camera inside this shelter because when you just heard the wind noise out here, it's not that windy, but the camera picks up everything, and we've got the wave noise as well, so it's noisy. Anyway, I'm going to get that rebait. Apart from the ragworm that the fish took, the bottom ragworm was still on there, which indicates that the crab situation is perfect. There's no crabs out there feeding at the moment. That might change as it starts getting dark. But I'm going to leave this other rod out for another maybe 5–10 minutes. I'll get this one baited up, and then they will be rotated. So one will go out and it'll be out for 20 minutes. Halfway through that, the other one's coming in, and I'm constantly getting fresh bait out. The key for these people, I mean, I don't do a great deal of beach fishing. There's plenty of people that are better than me at beach fishing, but there is a key to keeping a fresh bait out. You sit there for hours and hours with a squid out, and it hasn't been, you know, there's no scent left in it. You're wasting your fucking time. Making sure you've always got a fresh scent trail, always leading up to where you're fishing. Let's get this baited up and get it sent back out. I'm just going to introduce you quick to my new employee. This is Gav. Luckily enough, Gav likes a bit of fishing. I didn't just pick him because he was just some random geezer. He likes a bit of fishing, and if you work with me, you gotta be prepared to take a week off fishing if the sun's good. But we are on a mission to try and get Gav his first place at the beach tonight. We've got maybe another 3 hours until it starts getting dark. I think in them 3 hours we're going to find a few. Hopefully we find some more of them bream and a decent size, because they're delicious eating. Yeah. You like a bit of a cook up as well yourself, don't you?
Yep, doing these.
Yeah. Yes! I've given it another maybe 10 to 15 minutes on the first rod I sent out. So I'm going to bring that in now, check it's not completely covered in weed, and check that hasn't been cracked. But I'm just going to show you how I tie a super easy and quick leader knot. A lot of people ask me this, how do you tie leader knots? This is called an Albright, and it's worked for me for absolutely years. So let me get a bit of line off. Right, now I've got enough line to play with. So that is my leader, and I've just folded it over and made a little loop. This is the main line here, up through the loop, and then over the back, and then start twisting around the doubled up leader, just twisting it around. I do about 10 to 12. You end up with something looking like that. Then you're going to go back down through the hole if you can. Nice bit of lubrication, and then just pull that down tight like that. Cinch both sides, and that is your leader knot. Super strong. Trim your tag ends, good to go. Just while I'm putting my new rig on, getting a bite on this. Yeah, we've got something small on here. Hopefully we found a place. when I'm reeling in, we're coming up that sandbar. So the grips are trying to dig in to the sand. Also, you can end up cutting your line through the sandbar slightly and effectively teeing the fish off like you would a T-bar. So I'm just taking it real steady and slow. That's a better couple of fish. Right. The bream are here then. So here's the first one. I'm going to get spiked on it, absolutely know it. Okay, can you just hold this rod up?
Yeah, well.
Just hold him like that so I don't drop on the sand. That is a much better fish. There's one there. And this would be an in-size fish if you wanted to keep them. But I don't think tonight I will. That is not a bad fish at all, look at that. Just step back a bit, Gav, that way. That's it. Just going to get a little clip there. Right, these fish are both going to go back. There we go. Let's get them back. We're just starting to lose the light now. You can see it's just fading. We've probably got about an hour now of twilight, and then we'll be setting into darkness. And surprisingly enough, I've fished here before throughout the evening and not had any place, and as it gets dark you start picking up place. Whether it's because they come in closer, I don't know. Whether it's because they're following the tide in and the daylight in the night is not a problem for them, I'm completely unsure. But what we are going to get when it gets dark is sole. That is what we want. We want a nice big Dover sole. We've had them here to about 2.5 pounds, but I know you can get a 3-4 pounder here. If you really put the hours in there, I think you'd find one. We might bump into a big one tonight. I'll be happy with any. Just if we can just achieve the target we've come for, we'll be over the moon. You'll see our rods are all, I don't know, you won't be able to see our rods are doing it, but our lines are all pulling to the left. We've got a westerly wind and we've got a westerly tide. So we're on the west run at the moment, which is a flood. When it's dropping, it's an east run and it'll be going the other way. If we were fishing an ebb now, this would be really choppy water. We've got tide with wind. And as the evening's going on, the wind is starting to swing round off our back. You can see it's starting to flatten off a little bit. So love it. Nice still calm night like that. They come in a lot closer when it's calm. Into that gully. I'll put on the navionics now, and it, look here. See this little gully that runs through here, and it's close in. That's where we want to be finding the salt. Just while we're waiting for another bite, I need you to do me a favour. If you haven't already subscribed, I need you to click that sub button now. Hit the bell, so every time I pump out a video, you get a notification. And you're going to pop over and watch it. 70% of my last video were non-subscribers. Come on, let's go. We're just coming into darkness now. As you can imagine, the bream bites have dropped right off. You will pick up the odd bream throughout the night, but generally they like to feed in daylight. So the bream bites have dropped off, and we haven't quite started getting the night bites yet. We're hoping, like I said, we're hoping for these salt. We could do with the, I've already mentioned this, we could do with the tide being a bit later. But we're in with a good chance. Now I didn't even see the bite from this little fella, little tiny bass. I'm expecting we'll pick up a few of these through the darkness. Get this sent back. Right, I've just had a really good bite. It's quite difficult to try and film a beach session like this. Let me try and get hold of this fish properly. Oh. Come on, mate. That's enough. There we go. Yeah, how close was it? It's only a tiny little bass. But look at the hook hold. Can you see that? just hooked. There we go. Another little fish. What's going on with that? Let's move that over. Little bass. Getting back. Just want to show you something. I'm not sure you can be able to see on the camera. See them dangly bits off my lead? That's actually white ragworm. So when we're pulling through that sandbank, it's actually pulling out little tiny, or the grip is pulling through the sand and pulling out little tiny white ragworm. Now that will be what the sole and the place are feeding on. But at the moment, we've yet to find them. I just had another little bass that I didn't show the camera because he's only a little baby again. But we're going to keep plugging away. Hopefully find one of these sole. Another fish. Oh no way. Right, well these, oh wait there, get that other light on, so I get it standard. Get this light on quick. I think this battery might be going. Right, well, these are becoming a bit of a pest. Not for Gav, mind you. Right, we're having some lighting issues at the moment. I can't. There we go. There it is. That's the. I say it's the bigger one. That was the better one of the fish that we just had. Getting back. You know what? I was just taking a piss out of Gav because I've had 8 fish and he's had none. Well, motherfucker has caught the first sole. On the little tiny rod in close. Slippery, isn't they?
Yeah, very slippery.
Right, if you hold the line and not the fish,
yep,
then you'll be able to, it'll stop in a sec. There we go. That is a Dover sole. Now that is actually in size, but we wouldn't keep something like that because it just hasn't got enough meat on it. Yeah. But 24 centimetres is legal size for a Dover sole. We'd call that a slip, but it's our first sole of the night. Well done, bro.
Yeah.
Get in.
Target fish.
Cheesy bastard. Happy with that, mate?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well done. Let's get him unhooked, sent back. Right, I think that's our lighting issues over with. I've just gone through 2. They're only cheap battery lights. I've just gone through 2 of them. We might be getting another bite. That sole might be the first of many this evening. What time have we got now, Gav?
We are on 10:47.
It's high water now then. We're on high slack, which is, I didn't think we'll get anything over high. But yeah, we've definitely got well, there's no tide pool now, so we might have a high tide session here. It might kick off over high, but I think when it starts running back out, we'll definitely pick up some fish, but hopefully we can find a keeper sole. That's what we'd like. I don't even know if we're filming. I don't even know if we're focusing either. Anyway, that is another species of tally. Little pout, part of the cod family. You can tell it's part of the cod family because there's a little barbel here. That is a pout. He's going back. I need to find one of these sole. Can't sort this lighting issue out, boys and girls. You're just gonna have to bear with me. I don't do much beach filming because it's bloody hard work. Bloody hard work. Oh, we've got some weight, definitely a fish on there, I think. Something small. Oops.
Oh, hello.
Hey up, lads. Right, that is another double shot of. Come on, play ball with me here. A pout and a bass. There you go. Plenty of fish here. They're all very small at the moment. This is quite a beach you get a lot of small fish on, to be honest. Right, we're just getting past high tide now, so we're coming into, it's going to start ebbing, which means we're going to start getting an east run of tide. We're picking up bites constantly. There's lots of small fish about. I'm hoping we can just fight through these pout and the bass and all the other little scrappy things to try and get one of these big old sole. But we've still got plenty of worm and we're still getting bites, so we're just going to carry on fishing until we find one. Right, well, I'm pretty sure I dropped something else on the other hook, but there is another species, and it is a little conger eel. Thought it might have been a green or a European eel, but it's not. It's a horrible these things are just disgusting. They're just horrible, disgusting animals. Until they're like, you know, £60. Travel quietly over here. He's been catching his first ever conger eel. Hold him up, bro. Touch him.
Oh.
Yeah. You'll
so
wish it's
slimy.
your last conger eel. They're good fun when they're £60. That was like 10 yards out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They're even feeding in the surf, man.
Didn't even feel it quite, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. That conger slime you just got on your jumper will
Yeah.
never come off. You nearly got him?
Really. Tipped in the top of his mouth. Oh, what's going over?
You got it? There we go, anyway. His first ever conger eel. He's had a sole, he's had a conger, he's happy.
Brilliant.
Hey, right, well, we're certainly getting somewhere. I mean, it's a couple of firsts for Gav tonight. He hasn't caught many, but what he has caught, it's been PBs and his first, so he's fucking over the moon.
Yeah.
Hear him in the background going, woohoo! What's the time now? We're getting on probably 11:30 now. I think we're probably going to give it another half an hour, because as always, that was a nice bite. As always, I've got shit to do tomorrow, and I'm supposed to be at a wedding tomorrow. Not my wedding, a wedding. So I probably can't fish until 3 o'clock in the morning and be completely shattered. But we'll give it another half an hour, 45, see if we can find one of these sole. I mean, we should do, I think we should. One sole is unusual down there. Normally if you find one, you're going to get a few. So See how we get on. Hang about. I haven't even caught a fucking dogfish yet. What's going on? I'm gonna lose my name. King Dog. Dogfish Day. The dogger. Over here we are. We got a pout.
Oh,
Have you had a pout before?
I have, yes.
It's not a, is it a PB?
No, not a PB.
It's not even a PB. Yeah, come show the camera quick, bro. Pout. Pouting. Peter Pouter. There you go, mate. These bugs are getting,
Oh, yeah.
they're getting thick, man. Oh, there are some like real pissed Polish people like camping up in the sand dunes. And they've just come down for a swim, and I think I should probably film this because they're well pissed. Yeah, let me film it. Start off with this kid's got a light on his head.
Hey, tell them to be careful, they're right on my line.
You've no idea what he's saying.
You're literally on my line.
Swimming into his fishing lines. Fishing lines? Sound like a right fucking numpty. This geezer's gonna stack in a minute. Well, I think this is gonna mark the end of our session anyway. A couple of like, they're all coming down out of sand dunes and yeah, get in here, mate, will ya? Listen, we're going to slowly start packing up. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. It is completely free. It's a massive help to the channel. The more subs we get, the more videos we can pump out, the more adventures we can go on. So get on it, and we'll see you on the next one.